Millennials and the Gen Zers have given up financially. A poll that has been highlighted from last year has resurfaced, citing that 64% of millennials and Gen Z, so basically everyone under 40 years old, believe that alternative methods are the only way to be successful financially anymore. The way they're defining alternative methods is gambling, crypto, retail stocks, sports betting, things of that nature. So shit's pretty bad. Like I said, this is kind of resurfacing, and we'll get into why, but this poll is from actually last year, 2025, and it's coming back around in a loop because Minnesota has just passed a bill banning prediction markets. And if you don't know what prediction markets are, I would assume you've heard of Kalshi and Polymarket and companies like this, where they're not betting, they're prediction markets. So I don't know if you've ever heard of these things, but they've become insanely popular, basically an everything app of gambling, effectively. They are legally not gambling. They've skirted the legal definition of gambling through the prediction market terminology. But in effect, that's what's going on. People are gambling. People love gambling. They won't ever stop. Even if it bankrupts them, it doesn't matter. This is something, me personally, just anecdotally, I've never really gotten into. I know when they legalized sports betting here in Ohio, I signed up, did the, hey, you bet $5, get 200 in free bets or whatever for all the apps. There's like 3 or 4 betting apps or whatever there was. Signed up for all those. Told my wife, hey, sign up for all these. She signs up for them. I sign up for them. Basically, place all the free bets on stuff that's like 50-50. Cash out, delete the apps. Never went back. I've never been a fan of sports betting. Never will be. I don't like gambling in general. I hate losing money in that way. It infuriates me. So I'm not the person that's ever going to be getting into this. But there are plenty of people. And if you're one of them, I would advise you to stop. And if it's not that simple to stop, seek help, I guess. Go get some therapy or something for your gambling addiction, because it's your chances of it being positively impactful on your life are slim to none, and that's why these companies make so much money. So these prediction markets, I want to talk about them briefly, just because as I looked into this Minnesota news, I kind of wanted to explain how they're getting around this in basic terms, because I didn't know this is how they're navigating this. So if you don't know, casinos, sports books, Draftkings, FanDuel, whatever these companies are, the way they're making money is they're setting the line on the sporting event, and then they're basically betting against you, and they make the odds. The market maker makes the odds. They put money on the other side. Other people obviously put money on the other side as well, but they make their money off you losing. Casinos, mostly the same way. I know there's some casino games and stuff where they take a rake, like poker and things like that, but most of the time you're playing against the house and other people, effectively, through sports betting, typically. Prediction markets, and I'll talk specifically about sports betting because I think that's the easiest one for everybody to understand. They're just taking a little piece. They're doing the rake method, where they take a piece of your trade to make money. So every transaction, they take a little fee. That's how Kalshi and Polymarket make their money. And then you're betting against other people. And it's just, if the money's on the other side, they just pair you up with somebody who's willing to bet the other way, basically, is what they're doing. And that's what creates the odds within that system. Now, this contracts thing, they've turned everything into event contracts. So it's not gambling, it's an event contract that resolves depending on the outcome of the event. This is just legal jargon from what I could tell. Basically, they're abusing a commodities rule, a very broad commodities rule through the CFTC, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. If you don't know what commodities are, typical commodities, when you hear about it like this, is like oil's a commodity, gold, farm products, so like crops, corn, wheat, beef, things like that. Those are all commodities markets. They're like future contracts to be resolved or delivered or whatever. So they're kind of like, what was the word they used? Oh yeah, financial derivatives. is what they're calling it. So that's how they're getting around the gambling thing. It is a clever workaround. They've done it. Like I said, Minnesota, however, comes out, bans them. They say basically we don't care. And there's also some weird stuff in there, wrapped in there about VPNs. And if you're using a VPN, that's also part of the ban here, that if you're using a VPN to circumvent the law that you're not allowed to get to these prediction markets, they can come after you for that as well. Quick aside, my personal opinion, I don't know, I'm torn on this because in my immediate reaction is, hey, you shouldn't limit what people are able to do. Generally, if it's their money, they can do what they want. But it's like the sports betting and a lot of this stuff, and a lot of what stocks have become also has turned into just a pure gambling fiasco, and it doesn't benefit anyone. There's like very few people that get a benefit out of it. Everybody else loses money. That's just how it works. It's set up that way. It's rigged for you to lose. So if you don't understand that, I hope you somehow, if I'm the one who gets through to you, you're gonna lose. It's rigged. You will never. The house never loses. That's basically the going advice. And I don't really have a problem with like outlawing things that are just a negative impact on the population. So I'm kind of torn on that personally, but like I said, that's just an aside here. This CFTC has already sued Minnesota over this. So they've sued them. From what I've heard and what I've listened to about the subject is everybody's pretty confident they're going to lose this lawsuit. The Minnesota is, and this is going to get overturned. And then we could see other things happen with apparently Texas and California don't allow sports betting, which is odd. I would have never expected California, but two giant untapped markets might, as a result, kind of fall to this if it goes to the Supreme Court and turns into a whole thing of like your constitutional right to gamble or some shit. I don't know. But that's what it is. There is some good arguments for the commodities side of this, where I know they already put a carve out in the Minnesota one for farmers that apparently, and if you don't know, these are so broad. They've turned commodities into everything. So like Kalshi things is elections, sports betting, what weather is going to come up, whether a politician is going to say a certain word or phrase at this event or that event, Fed decisions, all kinds of, it's literally everything. It's like I said, it's the everything app for gambling. Just gamble on every possible thing. If somebody else is willing to take the other side of the bet, they'll basically let you bet effectively is what's going on. Let you sign an event contract. I'm sorry. But basically, as a financial derivatives exchange, they're not a casino. It's not gambling. And some people are claiming they use the event contracts to hedge their risk. So they carved out something for the farmers with the weather, supposedly in this Minnesota situation, because the farmers then can basically bet there won't be so much rain, or there won't be a drought, or there won't be super high temperatures or anything like that. And they can hedge their crop yield risk through Kalshi or something. I've never heard of that, but who knows what the hell's going on these days. Is it possible? Sure. Is it all that reasonable? I don't really think so. I think they can use already pre-existing markets and things to do that, but whatever. I would like to know what you guys think, because I do find this interesting. It is weird. The financial derivatives market is pretty interesting. Oil, gold, like I said, corn, wheat, beef. Those are typical things I've heard about my entire life. As far as like oil right now is obviously the big one, with the incident going on over in Iran, but has this ever impacted you is kind of what I'm curious. / have you ever used any of these prediction markets? I have an account on both of them, or I think Polymarkets, like you can't access it here. I don't know why. Kalshi you can. I don't know if that's, I can't remember. Thought I tried to make an account with both of them. I couldn't get into it. I do have a Kalshi account. It works fine. You just open it up on your phone. It shows what it shows, just like it's a Robinhood or any other financial app these days. And I've looked at it because I was curious. I'm like, I don't understand this. But most of the time it's like, I don't pay enough attention to any of this stuff except maybe the political realm to do this. And it's like I said, I don't like to gamble, so I don't like the risk to lose. So that's just me personally. If you made any money off this stuff, I'd like to hear how you did it, because I'm curious overall. You just treating it like it's Draftkings and sports betting your ass off? If so, I wish you the best of luck, but the statistics show it's not very likely to pan out in your favor. So best of luck. I'd appreciate it if you leave a like on the video, leave a comment, let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.